Greetings, my fellow Catholic. Today we're going to be talking about fundraising for Catholic schools. 3 pieces of advice on how to fundraise if you are on the board or you're part of the leadership team of a Catholic school. That's the topic today. Hi, I'm Brice Sokolowski, the founder of CatholicFundraiser.net, a Catholic apostolate helping Catholics with their fundraising. Before we dive into the topic of specifically schools, make sure that you download absolutely for free the 10 Commandments to Catholic Fundraising. This is a guide that's going to give you the foundation for everything that you're doing with your fundraising. And if you're watching this and you're not involved in Catholic schools, I think you're going to enjoy both the next few minutes and also this guide, which is going to offer some great pieces of advice overall with fundraising. So let's dig into Catholic school fundraising. How do you do it? First and foremost, you have to know your costs before you can go out to fundraise. You have to know how much is going to be required to either fill in the gaps or start you off. You'll be surprised how many Catholic schools out there don't really know how much it costs to keep the lights on, even if there are no lights and you're all you are is a homeschooling network. But you might want to move into a a more sustainable or a more underneath one building. You have to know your costs, so you have to know how much does it actually cost to teach one student. Really, really important. I can't overlook it. Most schools that are not very, very established, unfortunately, really don't know their costs, and it's really hard because donors, they kind of want to make sure that you know your costs. It's helpful. It really is. Number 2 is do not undercut your tuition. I know that you want to offer an education, a Catholic education, to every student and every family that comes to you. Unfortunately, that can't always be the case, especially in the beginning or if you're trying to grow and expand, because, well, if you can't stay open for the next year and the following year, you're not helping anybody. So don't undercut tuition. It's, again, this is a topic that's, again, overlooked by a lot of organizations, and they come to me asking for advice with their fundraising, and I find that all we are is trying to fill in holes of a sinking ship because nobody is paying full tuition, and that's, well, because then you kind of wonder, like, how many people are actually committed to this school. It's like, they'll be all in on all the different things that they have to pay for all their little services of TV and cable TV and all that stuff. The cable company is always going to get that money, but somehow paying full tuition, and I know Catholic school education can be costly, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12,000, but nonetheless, you can't undercut yourself because you're not gonna be able to move on as quickly as you want. So don't undercut yourself. And then number 3 is be direct with parents on the costs and the benefits. So when you know the costs, then you have to be clear about, well, sure, the education is going to be $5,000 a year, 6, 7, 8, but show how it's 100 times beneficial to them. For $7,000, they literally get $70,000 worth of education. I mean, go to a typical Catholic school. It's like, they know what they're going to be getting there. It's not going to be probably very Catholic. So then you have to show them, like, well, here, this is an authentically Catholic school with a Catholic education. So that price tag and also the donation on top of it is definitely worth it because you're going to have peace of mind. And a lot of people will pay a hefty amount for peace of mind because that's really what they want. And it's the same thing when you go speak to the grandparents, and you should speak to the grandparents who are always very, very passionate about the legacy of not only their family, but their community and the Catholic Church. So you just have to make sure that they understand that for every dollar that's going to the school, there's a huge ripple effect. So it's not just about educating one child, but it's setting that child up for success in the future. It's creating an impact into society. It's bringing Christ to the world. You might be thinking in the back of your head, and you might forget it, but you have to keep reiterating this to people. This is what you just have to keep doing over and over and over again. And it's not enough that it's on a piece of paper. You have to emphasize it every time that you speak to people, and especially when you speak to them directly asking for a donation. 100x every single one of their dollars and make sure that they understand specifically what that means. Don't assume that people know. You have to be very, very clear. So point number 3 again, be direct with parents and be direct with grandparents, both on the costs and the benefits. I hope that you found this helpful. That, in a nutshell, is how to fundraise for Catholic schools. If you like this, reach out to me at catholicfundraiser.net or share this with an apostolate or a religious community or anybody who you think who would benefit from this type of information. God love you, and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.